Hi, family. This is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist, assisting you on your journey to softening your nervous system through the use of colon hydrotherapy herbs and natural living. And I also train sacred souls to do the exact same thing. So I want to talk to you about menopause. So ladies, I am speaking to you, those who are moving into menopause, those that are in the middle of the experience, and those that are on the opposite end of that journey. But before we get into it, I just wanted to say how grateful I am for my gifts that I received within the last 2 days. And I think I can turn this around and show you that I got some lovely flowers from one of my clients. Are they not beautiful? Like, really? And then my favorite hand soap, which is Myers hand soap. I got some of those, a big box of those. And then my favorite candies, which are ginger chews. I love them in the assorted flavor, and I leave them here for my clients, and they always grab like a handful. So I got some replacements, and this is a big bag. I'm like all of my favorites. So ginger, my favorite hand wash. I love Myers hand soap. It smells so good. And then flowers, white flowers. Are you kidding me? I'm in love. Thank you. So after I have said my thank yous, I want to talk to you ladies about menopause. So my client who just left, she came in for a full body steam and a colon therapy session. And so we're chit-chatting before we physically get started, because I haven't seen her since last year. You know, we're getting ready to go into February. So it's been a little minute, so I'm catching up with her. How's family? How's the grandbabies? How's work going? What's up? Like, how you been? And so she starts explaining to me the menopause issues, the hot flashes, the lack of motivation, the lack of get up and go. There's no energy. Her taste buds are changing. Intimacy is shifting. Like, everything's shifting. And immediately she starts to say that something is wrong. Something is off. Oh, yes, my unicorn poop. Gotta hold my unicorn poop. And so she's like, yeah, things are off. And she's talking to me like this. And so I'm smiling. And she's like, why are you smiling? And I go, love, how old are you? She's like, I'm 47. And so she has grown children that have children. She's been married for a beautiful amount of time. Simply adore her husband. He takes really good care of her. She has a really good job, stable, nothing up and down. It's a little crazy, but she's stable there. So she has a very stable, secure life. Yet she feels that something is wrong. And I go, love, you will be 47 this year, right? Every woman goes through cycles. That's just how we're built. And there's a couple of cycles of initiation that I call them. You have the 7-year cycle, where every 7 years you are moving into a new lesson, a new journey, or something is falling off every 7 years, 7, 14, 21, and keep going from there. Every 7 years you will go through a shift. That's the first initiation cycle. She's right around that time period. That's the first transition. The second transition is moving out of mother time period into crone. So a woman has 3 stages that she moves through in this initiation cycle. The first is 0 to about like 25 years old. That section of a woman's life is called the maiden. This is where you're becoming a young woman, you're understanding what it means to flourish, ... And then 25 to about 50 years old, that is the mother time period, where you are birthing things, you're getting married, you're having children, you're birthing careers, you're traveling the world, you're dating, you're trying to figure out what you like, what you don't like you're birthing things, you're the mother, right? And then when you hit 50, you slide into crone stage, which is the complete opposite of mothering. It is the stage where everything downshifts, everything slows down. Your level of output when you reach this time period of menopause is minimal. It changes. You are no longer doing and doing and doing and doing. You've already done that. That time period of doing from 25 to 50 is complete, love. Let it go. Some women who are having challenges with menopause still want to be in that doing phase, when your body is literally telling you that you are done with that stage and you have elevated to the level of wise woman where you no longer need to output the way you have been outputting. Now, people come to you, they care for you, they do for you, they ask you your advice, they ask for your guidance, they want to apprentice with you, they want you to mentor them. Do you see where this changes? So when you become a crone and when you become a wise woman, you no longer do or act or go to the same places that a 22-year-old would or a 33-year-old woman would. You're no longer in that space. You no longer have the capacity for that. Love, this is a initiation, a sacred initiation, meaning that how you used to care for yourself when you were having a physical menstrual cycle is not the same way you're going to care for yourself when that menstrual cycle ceases. Hello. Welcome. Now you are soaking in the bathtub more often than not. Now you are sitting in the sauna more often than not. Now you are soaking your feet in hot water and ginger more often than not. Alcohol consumption slows down. More water-based foods, more foods that are root-based foods, more foods that are nourishing to the bloodstream should start to come into your life. Your cadence in how you speak to yourself and how you speak to the world changes. At this point in the game, there's no more looking and searching. There is literally being and sharing at this stage in the game. That's why your body is bucking. It's because you have not accepted your new assignment. You've been gifted a new assignment. Emotionally, physically, and spiritually. If you keep fighting it, they will remove your uterus. That's what happens. when you insert a masculine system into a feminine natural cycle. Just cut it out and remove it. You need it no way. That is not how our bodies are designed. And that's not how our bodies are designed to move through this new cycle of existence. There are just certain things you ain't gonna do once you hit this point in your life. Like, I am very much looking for, I kind of already am in that space, although I still have a very lovely, bright, and full menstrual cycle. Like, I'm freaking fertile myrtle. Like, I could give birth to a whole new country at this moment with this healthy uterus. And I love her to death, but good God, girl. She be working. I be working her too. I'll be working her too. I'll be like, look, we getting ready to manifest some stuff, love. Let's do this. But I will say my menstrual cycles are shifting. They're changing. And so is my body. My body is changing. I'll be 48 this year in April. And I do see a difference. But here is the difference in this journey for me. I know that there's nothing wrong. My client today literally came in convinced that something was wrong. I was like, girl, it's a complete opposite. It is so right. And she was like, what? I was like, girl, it's completely right. Like, you are in the green. You couldn't be more greener than the outside of the freaking tree right there. Like, why do you think something is wrong? And she starts explaining. And I was like, well, if you look at it that way, of course you would think it's wrong. You're looking at it through the lens of a masculine system. That's not how you're designed. You're designed to move through cycles, and you have reached the highest level in your cycle. Like, girl. And why are you listening to him? Keyword. Who doesn't have a menstrual cycle. It doesn't feel like, girl. I could never give advice to men about their member outside of like general care. Outside of general hygiene. That's all I can give you. I don't have one of those. Now, we appreciate them. But honestly, you can't give me any opinion about my phases of life if you've never gone through them yourself. I need you to sit down, sir, and back up. So she tells me that her male doctor is telling her that. And I was like, you believed it? I was like, didn't a thread of your feminine like step up and like go, girl, that's not true? She's like, well, yeah, I did. I said, well, why did you push it down? And she was like, Mo, I don't know. She was like, this is a whole conversation. And I was like, yeah. And it happens so often. It happens to young women who are just understanding how to manage their menstrual cycle. I could tell you stories and stories and stories of young women that have come in, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, who told you to do that? And they were doing the most obscene things to care for themselves. Love, that's not care. And I said, if you keep doing that, you won't have that anymore. Let me help you. I have assisted women in their 70s with this information. They have gone their whole life misaligned. Their whole entire life, then gave birth to children, then been married 3 or 4 times, and we start talking about menopause. We start talking about breast health. We start talking about sexuality, We start talking about the pelvic bowl. We start talking about pleasure. We start talking about pain. And the stuff that I hear, mortified. So I'm here to tell you that menopause is not a negative thing. It is such a glorious situation. And if you are having issues or challenges accepting this, there are ways to open up your channels of elimination so this transition from giving and giving and giving to just simply being and being is so much easier for you to handle, love. If you are having issues, which you don't have to, shifting to menopause does not have to be death. It does not. And if that is happening, that means that your system needs to cleanse. It needs to purge because it's not able to make a smooth transition. There are things in the way. Lymphatic wise, definitely emotionally, most likely spiritually, most definitely physically, because you're already feeling it. It's unnecessary. I'm going to say it again. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And you can have a smooth transition from being a woman who is having a regular menstrual cycle or even an irregular menstrual cycle to not having one, because you're shifting from doing to being a wise woman. That requires a different level of operation. If you are having trouble with that, reach out to me or someone you trust so that we can help you learn the new operative. You have a whole new operative of being. You're not going to operate the same way you've been operating as a woman who was having a cycle. You require a whole new position, title, desk, view, clothing, car. Everything's new. Everything's different. Can't take nothing old with you either. So with that being said, if you would love my assistance and guidance, reach out. This is what I do. I would love to be of service to you. I am Dr. Mo, your favorite colon therapist, and my website is Moya, M-O-Y-A, bodycare.com, located in Torrance, California. And my phone number is 562-682-0818. Until then, stay magical.